Hello and welcome to my 4-week weight loss challenge. My name is Marcelo and I will be your personal trainer and fitness nutrition coach, virtual personal trainer and fitness nutrition coach. Okay, first of all, this information that I'm going to share with you during 4 weeks is the same information that I share with my personal training clients. This is not your specific weight loss program, specifically made for you. It's not. This is general information that I share with my clients to help them speed up their weight loss effort. If you have food allergies, you must consult a registered dietitian that will create a meal plan that suits your specific needs. Okay? So first things first, we are going to talk about today macros, where to begin, why it's so important to track your calories, and I'm going to share a few of my favorite snacks and some hacks that you can put into practice right away to help speed up your weight loss efforts. Okay? I know it's not very pleasant to learn about the macros. It could be a little boring, but this is a must that we have to learn first, and then I will tell you where to begin. Okay? So what are the macros? Macros are the nutrients that we consume in more quantities. For instance, the carbohydrate, the healthy fats, the protein, the water. Those are the macronutrients. Micronutrients, that we are going to talk about them later, are veggies and fruit because we consume them in less quantities. So the macros. Carbohydrate, there are two types of carbohydrates, the simple and the complex, right? And just to give you an idea, if you don't know, carbohydrates are pasta, rice, cereal, and bread, just to mention a few. Those are the starchy ones. Now, simple carbohydrates are the ones that we have to stay away from. Why? Because those are the ones that has high content of calories and some or little or no nutrients. And for example, refined sugar, brown sugar, syrup, and honey. Now, the complex carbohydrates, those are the ones that we have to concentrate the most in any weight loss program. For instance, veggies, sweet potato, beans, legumes, those are the type of carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates that we are going to consume the most during our weight loss challenge, right? Carbohydrate is the preferred source of energy. So first of all, the body, when it needs energy, will tap into carbohydrates. When the carbohydrates are depleted, it will move on to, before I move on, when is the best time to eat carbohydrates? Here is the million-dollar question. During the daytime, early in the morning, lunch, and after lunch, start focusing more in protein. Why? Because as I mentioned before, carbohydrates are the preferred source of energy of our body. So during the day, we need energy. So you can have carbohydrates during breakfast. One slice of bread with avocado spread and a couple of eggs. That's the time that you eat carbohydrates. Or at lunch, I will have my carbohydrate at lunch. If I'm craving for pasta or rice, of course, I'm going to have that, but at lunch, never at dinner. And I will tell you why. Because carbohydrate has high content of calories, right? So during the day, I need the energy. I can use that for energy during the day. But after 4 p.m., and I'm getting closer to get home and finish the day, I will get more into relaxation mode, and then I'm going to sleep. When I'm sleeping, I don't need energy. So that's why we are going to minimize the consumption of our carbohydrate after dinner, or maybe after 4 p.m. After 4 p.m., it's better not to consume those starchy carbohydrates. Now, of course, I'm human and I crave for pasta and rice, but I'm going to have whole wheat pasta or brown rice at lunch loaded with veggies, right? Because veggies create volume and it's going to keep me full longer, all right? So how much carbohydrates at lunch? Whatever fits in the palm of the hand, that is one portion. That's how much I'm going to have of brown rice or pasta, okay? That's the timing of the carbohydrates. Now, when the carbohydrates are depleted, the body will tap into healthy fats, the fats, right? That's the second source of energy of our body, right? So that's why it's very important that if we want to use the fat for energy, that we consume less carbohydrates. Why? Because if we don't have a lot of storage of carbohydrate in our body, the body will say, oh, wow, we need to keep functioning. We need energy. So what is the storage of energy that we keep storing and never use? Fat. There you go. So the less carbohydrate you consume, the faster the body will tap into fat for fuel, okay? So again, the second source of energy is healthy, the fats, the fats. But some healthy fats, for example, are avocado, salmon, natural fish, and veggie oil like olive, if we have to use them, right? Not the unhealthy fats, not that the fats, some diets promote with very, very low amount of carbohydrate, keto, no, not that type, okay? We need to consume fat, but healthy fats for fuel. But remember, we all have some stored fat somewhere in the body that the body can use for energy. And I will tell you later a hack, how can we promote that fat storage and use it for fuel, okay? So those are the macros. I don't want to spend too much time on macros because we have other things to talk about. But the third, well, okay, when the carbohydrates are depleted, the body taps into fat for energy. When the fat is depleted, that will be very difficult that we're going to be depleted in fat because we have plenty. And some of us, we have more than others, depending. But the third source of energy is protein, all right? And here is the magic word, protein, that you always hear in any weight loss program. Why? Because protein is the third source of energy, but also keep us full longer. And I will not mention all the benefits that protein have, but just to give you an idea, it helps to reduce muscle loss in any weight loss program. But also the protein helps to repair, maintain, and help with growth muscle mass, okay? So some sorts of protein as egg, fish, poultry, always skinless, right, without skin. Red meat, very, very little, and at the end, because I will tell you later why. And legumes, all kinds of legumes. My favorites are beans and lentils. If you can add beans and lentils to any salad as a second source of protein or any dish, that would be awesome, okay? And of course, dairy product, but has to be low fat, okay? So what is the best time to consume? Protein at every single meal. You eat a meal, make sure that you have protein in that meal. I eat breakfast, scrambled eggs, or oatmeal, believe it or not, but oatmeal is a good source of fiber, good carbohydrates, but also has protein. Who knew, right? We have to read nutrition labels. I will teach you how to do that as well. Okay, so bottom line is breakfast, lunch, and dinner, make sure you always have protein in every single meal. And if you are going to have a snack, first of all, in any weight loss program, we try not to have snacks. 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But if you have to have a snack, make sure that those are based in protein, okay? And I will give you some examples later. One more for macros, water. Water, our body is 70% water. We need water, not when we are thirsty. We need to hydrate our body all the time. If we wait until the body asks us for water, we are dehydrated. We are already dehydrated. By the time I'm thirsty, I'm already dehydrated. And guess what? The body gets confused. It doesn't understand if I'm dehydrated or I'm hungry. Most of the time when we are dehydrated, we go for food, thinking that it's hunger that we have. No, it's dehydration. That's why you have to keep our body hydrated all the time. No wait until our body asks for water, okay? And here is a few hacks that I like to share. A big glass of water will do the trick if I am close to lunch, right? But I'm hungry 30 minutes prior. If I eat something, I will eat something and then lunch. I'm overeating, right? If I want to prevent that, I will have a big glass of water before lunch, and it will do the trick. It will hold my hunger for 30 minutes, more or less. And then I will have my nutritious lunch, all right? So how much water should I drink? People said 8 big glasses of water a day. The one that I do is to divide my body weight by 2, and that's the amount of water in ounces that I should be drinking per day. For instance, I am 160 pounds, 80 ounces of water is what I need per day to keep my body hydrated, okay? So again, don't wait until you are dehydrated to drink water. Make sure that you keep your body hydrated, and also it will do the trick to help you until the next healthy meal. If you are hungry, just drink a big glass of water, okay? So the next one, very quickly, micronutrients. These are the things, the items that we eat the least amount, but actually we should be eating the most in any weight loss program, because these are the fruit and veggies, and they are loaded with vitamins and minerals, natural vitamins, not the fake ones that sell in the drugstore, okay? If you follow me, if you know me, you will know that I have a holistic approach to whatever I put in my body. I don't put any chemicals. And when people say, no, but my supplement, my vitamins are all natural, they are not natural, because if it comes from a lab, it's a chemical. And I try not to put any chemicals in my body. Anyways, that's going to be for another conversation. Anyways, the most potent minerals and vitamins that we are going to put in our body will come from regular, natural, whole foods. That's the medicine, the real whole foods, not the fake ones, okay? So again, fruit and veggies are loaded with fiber and protein. Those are the two things that we have to concentrate in any weight loss program, because those items, those nutrients will keep us full longer. Do this trick. Eat something that is high in carbs or refined sugar, refined carbohydrate. None of that will keep you full. Nothing. Because the manufacturer already did the process for us. So when we eat something that is a donut, for instance, it's pure air, right? I eat it like in a few seconds. You go right away through the digestive system, and I'm hungry again, because that type of food doesn't keep me full at all. It's just fake food. It's the manufacturer creation for me to keep eating more and more and more. On top of that, it will trigger my dopamine. This is the rewarding hormone that says, ooh, this is delicious, give me more. No, I don't need more of that in any weight loss program. What I need is an apple or any type of fruit. To give you a quick comparison, an apple is about 80 calories, and I have to chew the apple, chew and chew. The digestion is starting in the mouth, and it will take a while until it goes through my system. All of that will keep me full longer than if I eat a donut in only a few seconds. Only one donut will not do anything. I have to eat 2 or 3, and I still craving for more, because that type of food will not keep me full. And guess what? An apple is 80 calories. A donut is 300. Ouch. $3 is almost 1,000 calories. And that is a killer for any weight loss progress. Okay, enough with that. We will talk about what not to do later on. The bottom line is, in any weight loss program, remember, more fruit and veggies. Load your plate with fruit and veggies. So that will create volume and also will keep us full longer. They're also good for as snacks if we have to, like an apple after any meal, lunch, for instance. In breakfast, why not? Oatmeal with berries, blueberries, awesome. Scrambled eggs with load of veggies. That will keep you full for a couple hours. And of course, sometimes people ask me, hey, what about the fruit juice? No, the fruit juice, even if it says natural fruit, no, they put so much sugar that neutralize any benefits or any sugar, any natural fruit. It's pure sugar. Don't ever do that. Instead, squeezing a fresh fruit. That is the real vitamin. Okay? Well, enough with macros and micros. Finally, where to begin? Where to begin? Okay. Excuse me. Where to begin? We're going to start with the pantry, the fridge and the freezer. Why? Because in any weight loss program, more than any physical activity, it's more important. 80% of the success will come from what we put in our body. Okay. So if you have a husband and kids, of course, you will be very tempted to eat what they eat. But if you are committed to lose weight, you cannot keep eating what they eat. Okay, so what we're gonna do first of all is get rid of, or make better yet, make space for your own shelf. You're going to swap any unhealthy foods that you have for healthy ones. Okay, so if your husband and kids eat ice cream, guess what? A swap would be to Greek yogurt or a fruit. Don't worry, in the beginning it will be hard to do it, but consistency is key. Any behavior change after 21 days, but we have to be consistent. As long as you are consistent with 2 to 3 weeks, or maybe 4 weeks, 21 to 28 days, if you make the effort not to eat what they eat, guess what? You pass the challenge. You are going to keep eating the food that you separate for you. And trust me, it will work, but you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent that whatever they eat is for them, not for you. You will have your own side of the healthy shelf, right? Now, it's another thing. If you don't have to eat, or if you are single, you don't have to worry about the kids or your husband or your spouse, right? If you're single, don't buy food that you should not be eating. Why? Because you cannot eat what you don't have, right? Don't buy it. I'm not saying that you will never eat this type of food anymore. No, unless you go out. This is the thing. Don't buy foods, unhealthy food, because we are human. If I have ice cream at home, I might be tempted to eat it. I have discipline. I will not. But the point is, if I don't buy it, I don't have it at home, I will not eat it. But yes, if I am to any event, or if we go out with my wife and have dinner, we might share. We might share after our meal a piece of cake, or maybe ice cream, right? But again, don't have it at home. You cannot eat what you don't have. That's the basic, where to begin. The next thing that we are going to do is to start tracking calories. I know it's very tedious in the beginning, but you must create awareness. The tracking the calories is mainly to create awareness, because we don't know how many calories the items that we eat have. We always play by ear, and we always think that has less calories than the calories that really have. So we need to start tracking calories. There are so many apps out there today, but the one that I know it works for me, works for my clients, is the free version of MyFitnessPal. Of course, you can pay and get more features, but trust me, the free version, you can track basic what you eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a few snacks, right? And if your goal is to lose weight, here is the thing. We need to create a 500 calorie deficit per day. What? Yeah, it's not calorie restriction. It's not. You are going to eat the amount of calories that you are eating, but reduce 500 calories per day, because that is the basic of any weight loss program. It's the calorie deficit. This is the thing. Female, if you're a female, don't ever eat below 1,200 calories, no matter what weight loss program tell you. No, because that's the minimum amount of calories that a female needs to have all the nutrients that the body needs to function properly. If you eat less than that, trust me, you are going to lose weight, but also you are going to lose your health and sanity, because there is no way a person can survive for too long with only 1,200 calories, 1,200 calories, for instance. Give you an idea, some weight loss programs out there, 500 to 800. That's too little. Don't do that. If you're a male, no less than 1,800 calories. That's the minimum amount to get all the nutrients the body needs to function better, right? To function properly, to function properly. Okay, so now we are going to have a variation of that, because if you work out, let's say we have a 30-minute workout online. By the way, I offer at home, and workouts via Zoom life, right? This is that we have a workout, 30 minutes, and then of course that day you might increase 200 to 300 calories extra, mainly in protein, right? Mainly in protein, or maybe an extra meal to fuel up those muscles that we are going to work during our weight loss program or weight loss challenge. Why? Because remember, in any weight loss program, we lose some muscle. That's why it's very important to build muscle with weightlifting and eating more protein. So again, you have a day that we work out, you can have a variation of 20% up and down, more or less, give and take 1,400 calories, maybe 1,500 calories, right? So just to give you an idea, and breakfast 300, 500, lunch and dinner 400, that would be for a female. You don't have to track your calories forever. No, it's in the beginning until you create awareness, because more or less we eat every day the same items. For instance, breakfast, scrambled egg and veggies, it's about 300 calories. Or oatmeal with almond milk and berries. Or maybe you can add some chia and flaxseed, which is good source of omega-3 fatty acids to keep us full longer. It's about I think the last time I tracked was 320 calories, give and take, right? So, or a lunch and dinner is when we mix and match. Sometimes we have the same lunch for dinner or vice versa. But again, remember, if you are going to eat carbohydrates, pasta, rice, try to do a lunch, not a dinner. Because remember, we go to sleep. We don't need energy when we are sleeping. So dinner should be always light. Maybe a salad with protein or a piece of fish with the veggies. I can give you more ideas later on. I don't want to spend too much time in recipes, but because online you will find plenty. And I will give you my preferred diet if you want to follow any diet. Not diet is a bad word. Any type of recipes, any type of recipe. Okay, so hear me out here. How do we find 500 calories deficit? Okay, this is a basic math. You're going to multiply your body weight by 14, give and take. Some people say 16, some people say 12, but trust me, just to keep a random, not random, an average number. My body weight by 14. That will give us a number. For instance, I don't have a calculator right now, but let's say, oh, here, cell phone. I am 160, right? I say 160 times 14. This gives me 2,240 calories, right? This is what I'm eating right now. If I keep eating 2,240 calories every day, I will not lose any weight because I just maintaining. That's what I need. That's what I'm eating right now, right? It's my body weight times 14. If I want to lose weight, I'm going to drop that number 2,240 by 500. So it will be 1,740, right? So I'm going to eat less. I don't need to lose weight. That's not your number. This is an example, okay? I will never eat less than 1,800 calories, but this is an example. So you are going to drop 500 calories. This could be done in two ways. Could be that you are eating too much food, or highly processed food, which has a lot of calories, or check it out. One donut has 300 calories. One donut less, but and then I go for a walk for 30 minutes. 30-minute walk, give and take, is about 250, let's say 200 calories. I'm walking every single day to burn, for 30 minutes to burn 200 calories. And I will minimize any item that I'm eating that is high content of calories. Let's say I can find from unhealthy foods only 300 calories. It's very easy to find, right? One donut less or one concoction of coffee at Starbucks, it would be 300 calories less. So 300 calories less plus 200 that I gain from walking is 500 calories. If you do that 7 days, you will burn 3,500 calories per week. That is 1 pound per week. If you are consistent with your finding unhealthy foods and walking 30 minutes a day, you will find 500 calories or more, but minimum 500 calories less deficit per day. Multiply by 7 is 3,500 calories. You're going to lose consistently 1 pound per week. Now, 1 pound per week might not sound much, right? But in 52 weeks, a year, it's 52 pounds less. You know how much weight you want to lose. But it's a point that if you're consistent, you will lose as much as 52 pounds in a year. And trust me, weight loss is not easy. Gaining weight is very easy. Losing it, it will take a little while, but consistency is key. Don't do anything expecting fast results. It's not going to happen. You have to could happen, but guess what? You hear that, oh, I lose weight very quickly, and then I'm gaining everything back. I lose weight. It's a vicious cycle because people don't take the time to build muscle, to learn about nutrition, to retain the information. This is the thing. There are two roads to weight loss. There is one that is this weight loss program, they sell you as something easy. Oh, lose weight while you're sleeping. Oh, it's not difficult to lose weight, blah, blah, blah. They sell you all the beauty. It's not true. It's not true. Because easy comes, easy goes. You might lose weight, but weight and fat is totally different. Anybody can lose weight by calorie restriction, not deficit. Restriction, when they ask you to eat less calories, or we will talk about this later, right? For injection that cut your appetite. Yeah, if anything cut your appetite, you will not eat much. But if you don't eat, what are you going to lose? Do you think it's only fat that you are going to lose? No, it's a portion of the fat, but you are going to lose precious muscle and water. So all of that has weight. That's why when you step on the scale, oh, this program is working. No, it's not working, because if you look at yourself in the mirror without clothes, you will notice that there is no frame in your body. There is no shape. Everything is hanging. It's because you are losing muscle. So that's why, trust me, for a long time, it's better if you do it slow and steady, keep your muscle mass, keep all the body shape, the frame, and take your time to lose weight. If you want to lose 20 pounds, give yourself 20 weeks. If you accomplish that sooner, better. But if you don't worry. You don't want to lose muscle. To do it that way, it's very difficult. It's the other way, the other route that most people don't want to take because it takes too long. But that's the way to do it. You do only one time, and that's it. You don't have to do it again because it's all here. You know how to lose weight in a healthy way, and keep it off. The other way is a cycle that never ends. You don't want to get into that cycle. Okay, so enough with this part. Remember, you need to track calories only in the beginning to create awareness. That's all. Once you know, you don't have to track calories anymore. Let's move on. This is in any weight loss program, we are going to maintain a low-carb diet. As I mentioned before, the body uses carbs for energy, right? When they are depleted, it tap into fat. That's why we need to eat less carbs so the body can tap quickly into fat for fuel. And this is the thing, depending on the type of carbohydrate that you eat, refined carbs will spike the blood sugar. When the blood sugar is high, the insulin has to come to work. I don't want to get into much detail and into the science of how the insulin works, because it's going to be boring for you, but I'm just want to let you know that when the insulin comes to work, it will store the glucose. The food that we eat is transforming glucose for energy, and it's stored in 3 different areas in our body, in the muscles, in the liver, in the fat cells. So every time we eat some refined carbs, the blood sugar will spike. The insulin has to come to work, and again, it will store the glucose in the muscle, in the liver, in the fat. And it's a process. That's why if the blood sugar is stable, the insulin doesn't have to work much, doesn't have to store it here and here. Why? Because there is something here that we never tap into, the fat cells. So if we avoid refined carbs, we are going to keep the blood sugar stable, right? That's what we need, keep the blood sugar stable. And then guess what? When the body needs energy for fuel, it will tap into where? Yes, fat cells. Finally, that's why we need to cut the refined carbs, and you know what they are, right? Yeah, all the good stuff, pastry, breakfast cereal, sweet, and so on and so on. But you can always eat breakfast and pasta and rice, wheat pasta and brown rice. And I told you before, whatever fits in the palm of your hand is good. Now, I was talking about what type of diet I would like to suggest. Everybody's different, but Mediterranean diet is the way to go because it's plant-based plus protein, and the protein mainly in fish. So if you don't mind to eat fish, try Mediterranean diet because it's a portion of protein to build muscle, and you will see that it's loaded with veggies. Yes, vitamins, minerals that the body needs, and it's high fiber, will keep us full longer. So right there, Mediterranean diet, protein, and the fiber that we need to satisfy the hunger. No any other diet. Try that. And if you don't like it, okay, you can try your own, but I suggest always to start with Mediterranean diet. Okay, let's move on. I don't want to get you bored with something that I know in the beginning we try, give me more. But here, I don't want to overwhelm you with this. That's why I divided this in 4 weeks. This week, I want you to learn and put into practice what you know. And of course, I'm going to have a follow-up call 20 minutes for any questions you might have. Don't worry. Okay, so the cat food, okay, of course, in every single weight loss program, when I tell people, look, you really want to see results, right? You need to cut these 3 types of food. And people say, usually, oh, I cannot eat anything. And then, well, you cannot eat anything of the type of food that you keep eating. Otherwise, you will not see results. Bottom line is, yes, we need to cut alcohol, refined sugar, and refined carbs. Those are the 3 biggest enemies of our waistline, okay? As I mentioned before, have more protein and fiber to keep yourself full longer. Protein satisfy hunger better than carbs, okay? And when you combine refined carbs, and you can combine protein and fiber, is the best of both worlds. The sugar craving, you can always swap for a fruit. The body doesn't know where the sugar comes from. Of course, we know a piece of chocolate and an apple. I'm going to go for a piece of chocolate, right? But trust me, keep eating that apple. Keep eating that apple. You are going to create, you are going to break that habit of eating sugar, but you are going to type into different type of sugar that can be used. I know people say, hey, but fruit has sugar. Of course, it has sugar. But guess what? That piece of fruit has better nutrients than a piece of chocolate. That sugar in the fruit can be used for energy. All right? So don't worry about that. We will talk about later the type of fruit with the most. Okay, you can Google. It is very simple. Just Google low glycemic index, the low glycemic index. When people say, oh, banana has a lot of sugar. Of course it has, but depending. If the banana is yellow, perfect. The most nutrient. If you let the banana ripe and get a lot of brown spot, ooh, that has a lot of sugar, right? You better make, I don't know, some cooking with that. But try to eat the banana when it's yellow. And to kill sugar craving, I like to say we have to use a stopper. What is a stopper? Well, it's a food, a drink, or an activity. The food could be sugarless gum, right? Sometimes we have the habit to choose something. Okay, try with gum instead, right? And any high content of calories. For instance, a drink. I love herbal tea. At dinner, I stopped drinking alcohol a long time ago for different reasons. But I enjoy herbal tea. When I discover herbal tea, like a peppermint tea, chamomile tea, a lemon ginger tea, all of that give me more, it's better digestion for me. And once I swap herbal tea for alcohol, I never drank too much, but I was having my glass of wine at night. I'm originally from Argentina, so red wine, Malbec from Argentina. It was my drink to go at night, 4 ounces. I never drink too much, but still. I will not go into much detail, but alcohol, no matter what amount of alcohol, it will kill DNA cells. The less DNA cells we have, the faster we are going to age, right? So I'm over 50, so I'm very, very meticulous what I put in my body. And when I learned that any amount of alcohol kills DNA cells, I said, that's it. I will drink alcohol once in a blue moon, maybe in any event. Anyways, let's put that on the side. I moved to herbal tea. I don't miss the alcohol, and I enjoy more my tea. So if you need a drink to trick your sugar craving, could be herbal tea, or here is a hack. A hack is a warm lemon water. I use this Asians. I read once that in Asia, a lot of people had the habit to drink warm lemon water, right? 4 ounces, squeeze. I cut the lemon in 8 parts, right? And I use 2 pieces, only 2 pieces in the warm lemon water. That is great for digestion. But also, early in the morning, empty stomach, I also drink that as a cleansing. Lemon is a natural cleansing. But because I slept about 7 to 8 hours, it's a lot of hours without hydrating my body. So the first thing that I do, I use it for hydration, but also as a cleansing. That's early in the morning, empty stomach. At night, because I have my herbal tea with food, with my dinner, and I'm human, it's normal that I will have craving after dinner. So I repeat the same warm lemon water, 4 ounces with 2 little pieces of lemon. And believe it or not, but the acidity of the lemon will kill the sugar cravings. Works for me. Doesn't mean that will work for everybody, but give it a try. And the third stopper is an activity. An activity is like brushing your teeth. What? Yes. Try to brush your teeth as soon as you finish dinner. And if you have a craving, you already brushed your teeth. So you might not want to eat anything else. Just give it a try. That's an idea. Okay? So here is to cut those 3 enemies from our waistline and try to find substitutes instead. Okay? So keep going with where to begin. I mentioned this before, that the daily walking. Walking is one of the best type of low impact type of cardio, right? Anybody can walk. Anybody can walk. I mean, a healthy person might be able to walk. Why we walk? Because as I mentioned before, a low intensity, believe it or not, a low intensity cardio, the body uses fat for fuel. Yes. When we do high intensity cardio, we sweat a lot. Yeah, of course, we burn all the carbohydrates and might tap into fat later on. But when we start low intensity, it's the opposite way. The body tap into fat, believe it or not. So the bottom line here is try to implement the habit to eat at least 6,000, but 8 to 10,000 steps per day. That would be perfect. If you can do more, even better. But try to aim for those 10,000 steps a day. Another thing is, some people say, I don't have time to walk, or maybe the weather is too bad. Okay, I understand that. But when you have the time, do it. Or create a habit that after every single meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, try to go for a walk 10 to 20 minutes. Believe it or not, in those 10 to 20 minutes, you might fit a mile. Yeah, depending how fast you walk, of course. But let's say that you do 10 to 20 in the morning, 10 to 20 for lunch, 10 or 20 minutes at dinner, after dinner. That would be easily 1 hour to 3 miles a day. That's perfect. 3 miles is about 8,000 steps, depending how fast you walk, of course. But just give it a try. Okay, I said 10 to 20, 10 to 15. Let's make it 15, 10 to 15 minutes after every single meal. But believe it or not, you might fit 3 miles every day without having to go straight for 30 to 45-minute walk, all right? Just try to break it down in 3 different times of the day. I will not go into the benefit of walking, but has a lot of benefit. Burns calories, reduce body fat, and also sometimes when we go for a walking meditation, it calms us down, improve the mood, and make us feel better. Okay, just give it a try. Remember, walk every single day. Now we move on. Almost done. Okay, here is my healthy favorite snacks. I will not go over. You can take a look at them later on. You might like some of them, you might not. Again, this is not specific for you. These are just ideas, okay? If you need to eat any snack, try to make it between 100 and 150 calories. And again, try to make sure that every single snack is based protein. Why? To keep you longer. And here are a few of my favorites. Sweet potatoes at the end. You might think that, oh, potato has a lot of calories. Sweet potato has better nutrients than white potato. And guess what? I always bake sweet potato, 2 sweet potatoes at once, right? And I cut it in half, I have 4 portions. When I'm having some craving for sweets, guess what? I just grab 1/2 of sweet potato, right? Or sometimes if I'm hungry and dinner is close, I grab 1/2 of sweet potato. It will do the trick. It has about less than 100 calories. It has it's loaded with nutrients, good nutrients, okay? You can take a look at this later on. And let's wrap up. If everything I mentioned today, you don't remember anything, I want you to make the effort to remember these 2 things on. Put in practice to cut sugar, refine sugar, and walk daily. That's it. That's it. 2 things to put in practice this week. Cut sugar, however you can. Use a substitute. However you can, cut sugar. If you have to eat sugar, remember MyFitnessPal will tell you once you reach the 25 grams per day, that's it. No more sugar after that, okay? And the daily walk is good for the mind, the body, and the spirit. Walking meditation is a great exercise, and it will help you reach your fitness goal or weight loss goals faster than if you only rely on healthy foods. Of course, healthy foods is going to be 80%, 20% is exercise, but you need just to walk. I think you can fit daily walk, 10 to 15 minutes, broken down in 3 times, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, if you need help to build muscle, you know I am your sidekick, and I offer training via Zoom or FaceTime. Very convenient. You only need a set of dumbbells to build muscle, okay? Now, here is an option thing that you might consider, okay? This is not for everybody. This is not for everybody, because if you're pregnant, don't do it. If you suffer from any allergies to food, or if you have any food restriction, don't do it, okay? First of all, you must consult your physician before you start any type of fasting, all right? It's not for everybody. But fasting, if I'm going to fast, I will do it overnight. Why? Because most of those hours I will be sleeping, okay? Fasting, people think that is calorie restriction. It's not. Again, you can eat the amount of food that you need. Ladies, remember, let's say that you go for 1,500 calories. You can have your 1,500 calories, or guys, 2,000 calories. You can have your 2,000 calories, but you are going to have it in a window of 12 hours only. How's that? Okay. Let's say that you finish dinner at 7 p.m., okay? You stop eating at 7 p.m., make sure that it's loaded with whole foods to keep you full longer. Don't go to McDonald's, because in the next 30 minutes, you will be hungry again, because that type of food doesn't have any nutrients. Whole foods, a piece of salmon with loaded veggies in the plate, that will keep you full longer. But then you go to sleep. If you aren't sleeping, I hope you sleep at least 7 hours, right? Most of the hours you're going to be sleeping. And then you break the fast the next day at 7 a.m. And those 12 hours are fasting. That's the beginner, okay? There are other ways to do it, but if you want to try 12, that's the beginner. And then you are going to have your 1,400, 1,500 calories, or guys, 2,000 calories during the 12-hour window from 7 a.m. breakfast until 7 p.m., okay? 1 week. Fasting has many benefits, and I will let you do on your own. You can Google the benefit of fasting. But the most important thing, why we encourage people to practice overnight fasting, is because it will prevent to eat anything, mainly sweets, after dinner. Because that's it. You finish at 7, you cannot have anything else. By the time you are getting craving, okay, what can we eat now? No, it's 10 p.m. You should go to bed. Get one or two glasses of water and go to bed. That's it. This is the thing. If you eat whole foods and you are still hungry, you are not hungry. It's a craving because we already create the habit that we have to keep eating something all the time, snacking all the time. It's a habit. But once you create the habit to get breakfast, lunch, dinner, period, no more, your body will adapt to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the habit to eat the snack all the time is something that is a custom. It's a custom. We create that, okay? But again, if you still have craving, you cannot control that craving. The craving comes and goes in waves, right? Come and goes, come and goes, come and goes. Again, if you ate whole foods before, in the next 30 minutes, you think that you are still craving for something? No, just wait. 2 minutes and will go away, trust me. So the craving comes and goes in waves. Get a herbal tea, get a, I don't know, something. Chew some gum, call a friend, brush your teeth, something. Trust me, it will go away. If you can control those cravings, the waves of the craving, the body will say, oh, you know what? Every time I give Marcelo craving, he's tricking me with something else. I'm getting sick and tired of this. I will not give him craving anymore. Bingo. You already created a new habit. You broke the bad habit of eating all the time, and you create something new that you are going to eat when it's the time to eat. All right? And another thing is, seems like the body, the stomach shrink. The less food that you put in your body, the body will adapt to that. And believe it or not, the body, depending, right, the amount of fat that we have in our body, the person can survive after 3 weeks without food. Yeah, 3 weeks. Not with water. Water, no, this is another story. If you don't drink water, your organs will shut down and we die, right? But without food, we can survive up to 3 weeks, depending how much fat a person has stored in the body, right? So if you wait 2 minutes to let that craving go, you will be fine. Trust me, you will be fine. Do whatever it takes to break the bad habit to eating all the time and to create new habit to eat when it's time to eat. Okay? All right, my friends, this is all for now. I will see you in part 2 next week. And of course, I will do a follow-up 20 minutes just in case you have any questions. Deal? All right. Try to do your best and put in practice what you have learned today. 2 things, if you don't remember anything, we spoke about: cut sugar and walk daily. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.